I am Michael, and with me, as always, is my auditory tag team partner, Tori. Now I got to get used to this because now I'm pointing over there, that way. Yeah, over there.
So when I point, I can just
Yeah,
point
now
down to the bottom.
now you legit
Oh,
can point down because you always point down. Um,
I've always kind of had to point at an angle, but
yeah,
now I can just
that's right. I did it for you. It's all easier for you now, just for you.
appreciate you. That's taking care of the talent.
That's right. Anyway, before we get started, we are part of the SportCoin Network. SportCoin is a new sports network that helps fans find new sports content while helping content creators grow. If you're tired of listening to the same old voices in the big networks, break away from them and find a new sports content like this podcast. All you got to do is search on Twitter for hashtag SportCoin. You'll find everybody there. And if they're part of the network, they'll actually have a specific tag inside their bio that'll be Sport Network certified. So or SportCoin certified, excuse me. So just look for that and any of those. It should end with an emoji of whatever it is they do. So if you're a basketball fan, if you're a football fan, if you're a wrestling fan, it should be right there to see what they are doing on their channel.
I wondered what the emoji was. That's
Yeah,
solid.
that's what it's for. Unfortunately, like I was hoping there would be a luchador one because I figured at least there's a luchador uh, emoji. There is not. The only wrestling one is a collegiate wrestling. Makes me sad. But anyway, on this Tuesday, we're going to talk a little bit before we get started on MyGM Mode. First things first, you asked me a question before we got started, so let's go ahead and go down that path. But before we talk about that one, another company is rumored to be started. Apparently, Vince has started the process to start a new entertainment company. I don't know how he's going to do that while he's in jail, but apparently that's something he's doing. What do you think of that? As I pop a top again.
What is it with y'all drinking an energy drink at 7:30? Anyway,
I seem
um,
to remember you once or twice with an energy drink at 7:30, so don't judge me.
maybe that's okay. Um,
It's
I,
my third one, so whatever.
Vince starting a company. Oh, I don't know. It's one of those things that he's such a trash human.
Hmm?
Um,
Okay, let's so to kind of fantasy book this a little bit. Let's fantasy book and say somehow,
apparently it's just an entertainment. It's not going to have anything to do with wrestling.
yeah, it's just an entertainment company, which he's always tried to venture out of. Like he tried to use the WWF at the time to branch off to all these other things. He tried to go to the XFL. He tried the WBF. He tried to do
The
movies.
films,
Yeah,
WWE films or
yeah.
whatever.
He tried to
Yeah.
do all these other things in entertainment. So he's always wanted to kind of venture out. So let's assume that he Harvey Weinstein's his way out of all of these allegations, um, and somehow ends up in a situation.
Just me.
Okay. And somehow ends up in a situation where he is able to run this company. Do you think it would be a success?
No.
No. Think it's because of the baggage
What's he
behind
going to
it,
make?
or
What's he going to make? A bunch of movies with 27 dudes in them? Because no woman's coming to work for him.
yeah, I mean that's valid.
I just, I don't see how this is going to work out if he is directly involved.
Yeah. I
I wouldn't want to work for the company if he was indirectly involved, but either way,
well, and
no.
so that is one thing to think about though. Like he's starting the company, so how exactly involved is he? Is he going to be like just a board of directors type of thing? Is he planning on being in the front line management of it? Where does he plan on being for this? Um, if it's a situation where, hey, he is going to try to run just from behind the scenes, depends on who he puts in place for it. I mean, you put someone smart enough to run whatever it is in place of it, and you just be behind the scenes collecting money, if that's what you're planning on doing, okay. Um, but yeah, like it's interesting to me though. he's he's not playing to his strengths. He's playing to all the failures that he's had in his life because none of those things ever succeeded. The WBF almost died on contact. The
Right.
XFL literally died on contact twice. Um, the movie networks. Some of the movies are good, but it was definitely diminishing returns. You had like 18 and a half Marine movies, and like the only one that was good was the first one,
Wasn't there like 14 of those?
something like that.
Like there was actually a ton of
Yeah, there
them.
was, and I haven't seen the most recent one. The most recent one is the one apparently where Dolph Ziggler is one of the main people. Rusev pulls a gun on him in the movie, like as Rusev. He is Rusev in the movie, and he pulls a gun. Dolph Ziggler playing this character. Um, so I mean, it definitely turns to like Expendables very quickly of just all of the trash stuff that you throw in there just for the shock value of it. But I don't see him working out on it because of that, because like he knows the wrestling business. I would not have been surprised if he tried to start a small wrestling company and work. Like I would not have been surprised, and he would have gotten some wrestlers to go work for him. He would have.
He would have, and I don't think Lacey Evans is doing anything.
Yep, she's definitely on that side to have that conversation. Um, so I mean, yeah, I mean, just looking at it, like you have the situation where he's not doing anything that he should be doing. Like he first of all, you
Yeah,
should be lying low with everything that's going on. You should not be having this
right.
conversation of I'm starting a company when there's a chance here in the next few months you're going to be locked up. That's just that's just me. But on to better news though. So WWE ID is what you asked me about. So first of all, you tell me what you think, and then we can talk about it.
If they keep it with like basically the schools that are run by their people, for lack of a better term, okay. But if doing this keeps those people in the schools, and let's just say Roxanne Perez was not who she is. She was still at Reality
Right.
Wrestling. She decides she wants to go do the independents. Can she do that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if they're at that company, school, whatever, are they stuck? There's a lot of questions. I have a lot of
I do too.
questions.
And I mean, of course, we haven't gotten a lot of details. There's just kind of been, hola, how are you
Morgan.
doing, Miss Morgan? Welcome back to the group.
She been getting tattooed with Grace all day.
All day.
Well, they went to a place in Sand Springs that does flash sales, and they were had to wait for quite a
Okay.
while.
Um,
Speaking of, Grace just walked in the door.
um, so we don't got a lot of details on it quite yet. It's definitely an interesting idea. Um, I think part of what intrigues me is it sounds like they're trying to do what Vince originally tried to do to NXT.
Yeah,
So now it's literally a developmental.
yeah.
Um,
Well, and it, like I said, there's just a lot of questions that they haven't answered. Once they answer, we'll have a better
yeah.
idea of what they're doing.
I mean, I can tell you what some of my hopes are. I do hope it gets a better conversation with the people on the indies. I would like to see things like, you know, people that came from reality wrestling, have them show back up there just for a random thing. Like
And
that kind of stuff would be
I'm
fun.
100% for that. 100% for that. Um, like I said, my biggest concern is if somebody is in reality wrestling, decides they want to go do New Japan or GCW or any of the other independents
Gorilla Pro,
that aren't
things like
tied to a big right, can they?
Yeah.
That's where my thing is can they do those things?
It,
Until we get that answer, we're
yeah.
not going to know anything. But
It,
I on the surface, I'm not a fan of
okay.
this.
We'll be of two different minds of that then. I'm giving all the hope in the world that they're doing this right, because one of the things that's always been said, at least by the camp that's running the business now, is doing the loops and doing different promotions and doing different areas get you more experience of how to work a crowd. And so if they make a WWE independent wrestling thing, like say, like OVW back in the day, for instance, if they only work that territory, well, now you're breaking the rule of what you said. You said that they need to work more places to get more exposure, to get more experience.
And I think that's where if they let them do those things, okay. But if they're stuck where they have to just do that or just do the ones that they allow, like they go from reality wrestling to Seth School to whoever, no, this is terrible. You're taking away their opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely don't. It's an interesting thought because with the people that are signed with WWE on Legends deals and in full term deals, there are enough people there that own schools that you literally could bounce
Yeah,
between all them.
and you
But
could,
then, yeah, but
but
then the GCWs, the
are you
Gorilla
really getting the
Pros,
indie experience if you do
yeah, you're
that?
not giving them the chance of going outside of what you're teaching them. Because if you're doing that, then I'm sure you're going to Booker and saying, okay, we need to change some of the stuff of of how you're teaching because we need to teach them to be ready for NXT. That's what we're heading towards.
And that's, like I said, I need more
Yeah,
information.
I agree. So more will come on that, and we'll be able to dive a little bit further into that. But it's an interesting development. It seems to be that we put the global localization thing on hold, and now we're focusing towards independence, which is okay. If we're going to focus on that now, then I guess that's your new directive. We're no longer looking to
Well,
get like
and
a UK NXT and a Indian NXT and a Mexican NXT and
here's the problem with those. First of all, where do you broadcast them? Second of all, when do you broadcast
mm,
them? Third, can you get enough people to do them? The UK when you can.
yeah,
Absolutely. I think they gave up on NXT UK way too quick.
yeah.
Obviously, the pandemic was a problem,
And I think that was the major
but
thing of that. It's
to
just they
not
didn't have the viewership
to
because of the
not go
pandemic.
back to it is crazy to me.
Yeah. I definitely think if they go back to that, that should be their first stop is building that back up. Um, as far as where to broadcast them just local. Like don't make it a thing where it's like, all right, well, we need to find a way to get this on the USA Network. No, no.
Right,
Put that on Sports Pro over there or whatever they call that local sports channel that they do,
right,
and have them just do it there. It's fine. They're still getting the exposure. They're still getting the TV time. The Europe area will know who they are. So then, if you do a NXT or a Clash at the Castle or whatever thing like pay per view over there, and they come out to attack whoever, you get the pop
yeah,
because it's the fans over there. They know who it is. And then the
right,
announcers can dig into it and go, oh, this is this guy from NXT UK. He's been this champ. Like, they can start running down the creds of who this person is and let the American fans, the dumbass fans, know who's this guy that's just popped in here and got this huge pop.
right. Like I said, once we get more information, we see how it's going to work. We see how it's going to affect things.
Mhm.
It'll be easier to have a, a, a better conversation about it.
I agree.
So, on the surface, I'm not a fan. but we'll see what happens.
All right. Another little fun thing popped across my timeline. I don't know if you saw it, but apparently people are blowing up because NXT, or not NXT, excuse me, TNA offered to put AJ Styles in the Hall of Fame.
And WWE said no.
They did.
I'm hoping they'll change their mind.
The thing is though is that the reports, if you read through it, a lot of people are jumping to conclusions without actually reading what happened. Um, from all points, TNA representative, excuse me, believes that this was all because of the injury and what they were planning with AJ, of why it got pulled. That it's not a closed door. They didn't say no, never. They just said no, not right now. Okay. I'm actually good with that because here's the thing. If you're going to put him in the Hall of Fame and you've got this deal with them, why wouldn't you try to do some numbers while you're at it? Have him start something over there.
I agree.
Or have someone start something over here with him and make some money out of it. Don't just have him go over there. Because like it's like, to me, I think about when Christian went over there and went into the Hall of Fame. Like, he just kind of showed up, did the Hall of Fame, and then bounced.
Right. Right.
What benefit was that? It didn't do anything. It didn't pop their numbers. It didn't help anything. The only thing that helped is we got Ric Flair to come in to do the Hall of Fame because they wanted him to be in the Hall of Fame for the, or was it the Hall of Fame or was it doing something with Charlotte maybe? One of the two. They wanted there. It was either the Four Horsemen. They wanted them there for their Hall of Fame, or it was something for Charlotte at a WrestleMania or something. There was a trade off of we want Flair here for something, and Flair was in TNA at the time, which is weird to say that we traded Flair for Christian, but whichever. Creepy little bastard.
Obviously, Chris Bay situation.
Yes. Thoughts and prayers.
I don't know
definitely.
exactly what happened. I know it was bad, and he's going to be out a while.
Yeah.
So somebody started his best friend started a GoFundMe. Adam Copeland gave him $10K.
Nice.
I was kind of looking at who was on here. The original goal was 30. They're at 64.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, wrestling's not unionized. It's all private insurance and stuff. So the 30K was probably the estimation of what they thought was going to be the medical bills. Obviously, anything more than that is just going to help him because you don't get leave as a wrestler. So
no,
if he broke something in his leg, I know from personal experience, like that can be a good chunk of your life that you're on your ass.
I thought it was a neck thing from what I saw, but I don't know.
Okay, I thought it was a leg.
Thought so. I don't know that, but I thought so.
You could be right. I could be getting that mixed up because I think someone else got a leg injury on AEW here recently, and I could be swapping those two. But anyway, yeah, definitely thoughts and prayers with him. If you have any ability to give a little bit to that fund, please do. Apparently, he has a lot of relationships in wrestling because I've seen a lot of people that I didn't even had known had crossed paths with.
Well, he was a New Japan guy.
Yeah.
And so Bullet Club, I mean, that connection is no. I was curious, and so I started kind of looking through it to see what it was, and so on, and like curious about the top donors. Copeland gave 10K. Scott D'Amore gave 5.
Yeah.
Matt Hardy gave 3. Jericho 25. Cody 2. Nick 2. Timothy Williams, which is Trick, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
1,200. Feifel gave 1,000.
Yeah.
Cardona 1,000. Osprey. I just was like, okay, this is very cool to see these people stepping up to help one of their own.
Well, and this is a lot of why, like they need to reopen that conversation now that Vince isn't around.
Yeah.
Of unionizing it.
I agree.
Because the whole idea, like you're an independent contractor, but you're not an independent contractor. We're not going to pay for your health insurance, which, like, I get that with what's going on, right? With the company that they're in and the business that they're in, I understand saying we're not going to provide health insurance. That's on you.
Right.
because I mean, insurance for them is going to be insane pricing. Um, I think at one point they compared it to like people that do like NASCAR and stuff like that, and the insurance you have to pay is insane because the likelihood of you getting injured is massively more than just regular Joe.
Yeah.
Um, but so them doing a unionizing would be cool for the boys for situations like this. Like it's great that it's GoFundMe and all these wrestlers are going around him and
Right.
paying the money, but they shouldn't have to either.
Right. No, 100%. They shouldn't.
Yeah.
I love that they are. Like I said, it tells you how serious it was that this is that they've all done this.
Mm-hmm.
But you see it you see it a lot for anytime there's you see it more now obviously than you used to, but anytime there's been a major injury, you've seen all the boys step up and take care of their own.
Yeah.
So,
It's a great, for lack of a better term, great brotherhood
yeah,
that they're a part of.
brotherhood, family, whatever you want to call it.
So definitely it's good that everything's being taken care of there. So thoughts and prayers to him, very much so. Anything else you want to bring up before we go into the game?
No, well, those were the things that were the biggest.
All right. Well, let's slip right back into MyGM mode. Hey, look, they did an update and it's loading. So they didn't screw something up this time.
Nice.
All right. We are 1 week away from Hell in a Cell. Triple H, due to high demand, power cards are going to be more. That's fine. We don't really buy a lot of those. Things aren't working out. Layla wants to leave or get 100,000. No, that's okay. Sorry, that's not in my plans. All right, so she's leaving us. Gave us our money back. That's fine. All right, so she doesn't want to be handed all these losses. Well, I'm sorry. Naomi, you need to just win a match then. I'll put you up against somebody else though. Right. We got a To the Moon card, so who do you think we should put that on?
I'd say Thea. That may put her over the top. Is that wait? That's popularity. Then
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah, this is popular.
I
It's
was
adding
thinking
50.
they're okay. Um, I mean, Carl's our lowest, isn't he?
Yep.
That's fine.
Okay. Carl goes to the moon. All right. Hopefully, I just haven't forgotten everything that we're doing here. She is a tag team. I keep messing that up. The women's tag team and the women's title look the same. All right, so she wanted to face somebody else. So who is Naomi going to face?
I don't know if it's hot, but it's Leslie. It is. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
It's under the towel there. That was also. But it was hidden, and so I thought I wasn't supposed to eat any, so I.
Oh, no, I was keeping the flies that were like wanting to try it as well.
Okay.
And they were not allowed. They were not permitted. That was so good. I'm not sure I can convince her to take it.
Huh?
Tippa, I know she loves Black Halloween.
Mhm.
I think that-
Who loves what now?
Talking
I
about
don't know, I
Tiffany's
might be
flowers.
into the
Oh.
dip, but- Yeah.
It's supposed to just be like blood. There might be some of my blood mixed up.
There may be some. Maybe some. That would be.
Mm,
Oh my god. I was looking for Black Hell, something with Black Hell. But I'm like, oh my god.
Okay, yeah. So they look at I'm reading the article for the WWE ID.
Mhm.
So Reality of Wrestling, The Nightmare Factory, Rollins Black and Brave Academy, Elite Pro Wrestling Training Center in Concord, New Hampshire. I don't know who that is.
Never heard of it.
And Knox Pro Academy, Knox X Pro Academy.
Hmm.
In Los Angeles. They're spread out. I mean, I'll give them that much.
Thought that would do better. All right, Naomi.
Paulo and Scott Reed run it.
Grace asked you a question in the chat if you want to. Morgan asked a question about.
I don't know. She handed me my drink. I don't really talk to her.
I don't talk to her.
Okay, so one of the guys that runs this school trained Kofi, Tommaso, Oni Lorcan, Dijak, Sandow, Dykstra, Fandango, Josh Briggs. Wow, okay.
So basically, a lot of people they did nothing with, and Kofi. Gotcha.
That was solid. You're not wrong. Grace, did you bring in the stuff? Bring the stuff inside that Morgan gave you?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, she did.
See what you got me.
Because of course she did.
You know what she feels about the butt?
I know.
She's your friend.
Don't put that on me that she's my friend.
She's your friend.
The heck?
All right, looks like we got a new interaction here. I don't remember seeing this one before. The crowd was really getting behind me. It's time we capitalize on that. You should give me top billing in the upcoming show. I want to be the main event. Angelo Dawkins is saying he should be the main event. Huh.
Put them both in there.
Sounds good to me. All right, show logistics. Need to get that Hell in a Cell arena. And why don't we just go ahead and do Hell in a Cell? Both of them have a thing going on with somebody else. Randy's is Grayson.
Grayson. And
Jay.
Angelo's is Jay.
And we'll put the title on the line.
Knox Pro is Rikishi's school.
Okay. Did you hear his nonsense?
About
Jacob. So on his podcast, he said WWE is not using Jacob to his full potential. If they gave him a chance, he would be a major. I wasn't talking to you, limey bitch. If they gave him a chance, he could be like the top babyface in the company. So let me get this right. You were mad because they hot shotted your boy losing the title. And now you're like, fuck it, he should turn on the bloodline, make him a face. What the shit? I don't get it.
I don't either. And whatever. I just don't.
Man, make up your damn mind. Can't do that because you're using the other thing. I'm using it. Ooh. I do that.
Can you do what?
Okay, no, you can only. Okay, I was trying to see if I could do like 3 tag teams, because then I was going to put Naomi and Nia Jax together into this match.
Gotcha.
But you can't do that. 2K, add that. Triple threat and 4 corner matches. Because obviously I've got your ear. You're listening to this podcast. We are very popular. John Quincy 2K, listen to me. And Sonic hit us up.
Right.
What do you normally get in that? What are you normally drinking?
Do what?
What are you normally drinking?
Cherry Coke. I'm trying not to drink as much, but I wanted a cherry Coke, and I'm finding that if I just do it and uh, don't try to make it one of those you can't do that things, that I do it less often.
Okay. For some reason, I thought it was sweet tea, and I was going to make a reference to like
At times it is.
My partner here, she's like threatening getting kidney stones drinking so much of your sweet tea. You can throw us a bone and sponsor an episode.
I mean, trying to get diabetes with this.
They need to move that damn screenshot button.
I turned mine off.
No, can't get logistics because we only have three assets. All right. All right. You want us to have at least one submission match? Sure. Well, that works. All right, so there's our Hell in a Cell card. I think all that would be bangers.
Right. Izzy and Victoria will be so good.
Mm-hmm.
Future and the past, like, yeah, that looks solid.
Only cost us $134,000.
Sometimes you gotta spend money to make money.
Yeah. All right, Rhea and Gigi keeping those belts.
Okay.
4.5 stars. CM Punk got us 13. Victoria beating Izzy. 4.5 stars. 3.5 stars, excuse me. Nia got $3,000, 3,000 people, excuse me, in the door. Good Brothers took the belts. 2 stars. Not sure why that's so low. Damien got us 6,000 people in the door. Xia Li and Thea Hale, excuse me. Thea coming away with it. 3-star
Okay.
matchup. All right, Naomi getting a little bit of XP. Main event. Randy Orton keeps the belt. 5-star matchup. Have you seen any of the fun videos that WWE's doing right now with Boogeyman?
Yes, I just saw that a minute ago. I haven't been on Twitter much today.
They had the one where they're feeling around on his head in a box, and
That was so funny.
the one today was they were looking at art. And they're like, "We want you to explain to us what you think this art looks like," and he's over there hiding under a table. All right.
Somebody really put the Family Matters music over Jenny and Jay standing outside seeing Sammy talking to Soul.
Oh shoot!
You know that moment in the show where
That's
oh,
awesome.
that's so good.
I guess rather than sitting here watching me do this, we can also talk a little bit about Raw. What'd you think of Raw?
I need to go back. I think I missed some because I had it on while I was working. I went and saw Venom last night with Grace, which I enjoyed the shit out of. Really good movie.
Yeah.
6 years ago was Evolution, the pay-per-view.
Wow.
Indy was there as a fan.
Mm-hmm. I do know that.
That's crazy. But no, Venom was fun. It was a good movie.
It was fun. I also watched it last night. Definitely doesn't seem as final as everybody's trying to say that it is.
I don't think it is either.
He's really trying to give us JBL.
It's like somebody trying to give you herpes.
Let's see. They're trying to give us Julia Hart, which isn't bad, though she's injured for another week. And Veer Mahan, apparently he finally came.
And 57 cash for Priest and Jay.
I don't think so.
Priest is at 100. Stan, I'm a no.
Yeah. I mean, at least it's better trying to give us
Jay's at
JBL.
81. She upped the cash.
Yeah, that's still no. We're not low on cash. I don't need cash. All right, Xia Li. Our contract's about to come up. All right, let's talk figures.
Her stamina's real low and her popular. I say low baller because
Low baller.
we're not going to do much with her for a little bit anyway. And if she doesn't take it, she doesn't take it.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Right?
I want to go against Dawkins. Okay. Had Damian Priest benched for a while. He'd like a match. Sure thing. We can do that. All right, here's some shake-up cards. Giant Superstar wins a fatal 4-way match, gain 40K.
That's really stupid.
Resolve. Your male and female world champions gain 15 popularity and are guaranteed to win all their matches while the shake-up is active.
What?
Select a superstar. All superstars who share the role of the selected superstar gain 5 ring XP.
I don't like the champion one, but at the same time, that's a lot of popularity, which is a lot of people.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the best one. Keep going. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
All right. All right, now I just gotta remember all this shit we gotta do. All right, so we gotta book him. Who's Jay? Jay's got a new perk. Game match quality bonus when the superstar is used in a tornado tag match. Gain it for an ambulance match. Well, I feel like we're gonna do more tornado tags than we are ambulance, so go for that. Right. So, good lord. Those are contracts. Promise star match with Kyrie, so I can do that. Angelo and Tony. Tony, excuse me. What it was, right? Dawkins, yeah. Dawkins, Tony. Dawkins is hurt. We're going to do that. We're going to do cage match, because that's what blows it off, right? Yeah. Okay, they're both fairly hurt. They're okay.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm eating too because Mary made this like chicken Alfredo, but we put it on bread instead of noodles,
Oh, okay.
and it's fine.
Sounds good. We had chicken strips and tater tots, but I was looking through my cabinet while I was cooking those, and I found an old, not old, like old, but like I forgot I had it, packet of white gravy mix. I was like, I'm gonna have my chicken strips with white gravy. Can't hear you.
I forgot I muted it because I was crunching on this food. She made chili the other night. That chili she made,
Mhm.
it was hot. It was so hot, but it was so good. She made a half. She halved everything except the seasonings, and one of them was cumin.
Oh,
So it had some kick.
all right, we're gonna put him in. think we need another heal. Everybody hurt. All right.
Randy's at 30.
Yeah, I know. So we're gonna.
Do we have a pre-match physio or anything?
I don't think we. Oh, well, we do, but I need that for Dawkins.
Oh, okay.
I am gonna grab that though.
Just in case he gets hurt, grab that. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Well, no, I'm gonna take Randy out of that. I'm gonna go look to see if there's anybody that we can grab for that. Because we just let go of whoever that was that asked for the release.
That was a female.
Yeah, I know. Confirm. Xbox really trying to get a job.
Pick that up for you on the way home.
Hmm.
I'm gonna pick that up for you
Pick
on the
that
way home.
up. That Alfredo.
Xbox over here doing both his gimmicks, trying to get a job.
Be like Mick Foley, all three of him showing up there.
Good lord, all of them are over 100,000.
Yeah. Just get Slade. It's fine. Honestly, if you're gonna get one, I would get that first Xbox.
Okay.
I pointed to it like you can see what I'm pointing at.
Okay.
Just because of his stamina and his popularity.
Yeah.
Keep him for the 5 weeks. If we don't need him, let him go.
Until 6.
Ooh.
They were bitching about me leaving on time Monday.
It's too much you leaving on time.
Yeah, so
Don't mistake
apparently
it.
they had to.
Needs some rest. Randy definitely needs some rest. Break some water. And Dawkins, where are you? There you are. All right. Hey, Tony D asked for that match and then lost. You're on mute again.
But it started a feud, so.
Yeah. All right. Punk won, beat those two. We got Priest on the card, so he'll be happy. Right, we made 38,000 fans, $112,000 on that. We beat Mickles, which is all I was looking for on that one. Oh, look, we got a MyGM.
Nice.
Bad Publicity 3. Select a brand and steal 10% of their fans on next week's show. Cannot be used in week 25.
Okay.
We also got a Veto Star. So that's good. And we're back at number 1. Nice.
Take mixed fans.
So what's that?
I said we can take mixed fans.
Yeah, we can do that. Hey, Woods, you're probably not aware that X-Pac has been giving me problems all week. We just hired him.
That sounds about right.
He's shitting Priest's bag.
Probably.
No. He wants to fight him. An instant rivalry, great idea. Sure. We're not doing nothing else with you, so why not? All right.
Jordan Gray showed up in NXT.
Oh, that does not surprise me at all. All right.
So Fatal Influence and Roxanne and Cora were about to jump Zarya, and Kalani, Julia, and Stephanie ran down. Roxy said 4-on-5 works for me, and Jordan came out. If they do War Games, there's their 5.
There it
There
is.
it is.
Yep.
That'll be so good.
Heck yeah, if we got an NXT War Games match at War Games, I'm good with that. So obviously we're looking at Bloodline 2.0 versus OG. Despite the fact that Sammy is talking to Solo, do you think that's subterfuge, or do you think we're
Oh,
gonna
the
get
10
swerved?
women tag is set for next week.
Oh shit!
And according to Sean Ross, apparently it was a match Lita had been pitched for.
Oh damn!
I mean, going back to Philly
Heck
would
yeah!
have made sense. She was in ECW.
Yeah, she was
Miss Congeniality.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Charisma for some reason, but that would work. I don't see any problem with that. So who do you? Which side do you think Sammy ends up on? With what happened?
Oh,
on
he's
Monday?
going to get him going with Jay and he's getting back with the boys.
Yeah, eventually. I like the way they're playing it though. We posted a thing
Definitely.
on Twitter about like hot takes, and like one of the ones that I found in looking for hot takes was that someone thought they were moving Jay too quick in this. I think what they're doing with it is perfectly fine. We're in a situation where Jay is trying to say that neither him nor Jimmy really understand what he's going through, which is true. Like Jay is in a situation where like he wants to try to fix his family. He thinks that Solo's worse than Roman was. So he's trying to mend that fence and he's trying to get over that stuff, but that's hard to do because of what Roman put him through all that time. And then like you could tell he felt like he kind of made a mistake when he told Sammy he's not family.
Yeah, I don't know. I understood the point of the statement.
Hmm?
I don't know. Are we just doing 4-on-4, or if we do 5-on-5, who's involved?
Yeah. I would assume we're just doing 4-on-4. I mean, because it's going to be hard enough for us to get this on track by Survivor Series for the 8 guys that are involved already.
Yeah.
To add a 5th member to both sides, that's going to be a little complicated unless we get the swerve. Unless the swerve is Sammy does join them.
Yeah.
And then we're just trying to add 2 more people which we could do a real quick turnaround with Jay and Bronson, or not Bronson, Braun.
Yeah.
Like, Braun respects him because of the matches they've had, and he's had that talk with the Wise Man, and maybe this is where you bring the Wise Man in. Like, the Wise Man's behind the scene making deals.
Yeah.
I don't know how long Punk was supposed to be out, but could you imagine if he got Punk and Braun?
I guess to me, this needs to be people involved.
It does. Like,
So, if you depending on what you do with Cody for
Mhm.
Survivor Series, Cody and John Cena.
John Cena could be good
Cena's got
because the last time we saw Cena
Cena's got these
solo
moves
stomping. Yeah.
No, Cena showed up at WrestleMania
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and got rock bottom. Oh no!
Oh, see, there's the fifth. Yeah, there you go. All right.
Somebody posted a thing on Twitter. Says girls who say hi, it's Mariah May. Girls who say bruh, it's Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
Girls who say both, it's Chris Statlander. And girls who say greetings, Tony Storm.
Good. It's not wrestling related, but it kind of reminds me of one I saw earlier. That the space between Elvira and Dolly Parton is Jennifer Tilly.
Oh,
I'm like, that's
okay.
accurate. That's
Ain't wrong.
all right. Then.
Ain't wrong.
So did you end up watching that video before we got on? The Miz video.
Yeah, I saw
Okay.
it.
I didn't want to talk about it unless you saw it. So also the Miz apparently got kidnapped, and no one gives a damn. Miz started off the night talking to Final Testament, who apparently Final Testament was planning on not being there at all this week, because they hung out at the hotel the entire night. But Miz is trying to tell them, like, look, this shit isn't gonna work. I'm like, I don't want to do this. And he's talking to I think he was talking to Pierce, and he's like, look, I'm the biggest star here. I'm 2-time Grand Slam champ. I'm being stalked by the Wyatts and by Final Testament. Like, I need you to do something. Pierce is kind of just chuckling to himself, and he's like, why are you laughing? He's like, cause pointing behind him, and there's Final Testament looking at him. And he goes, look, here's what's gonna happen. You're going to help find Bo for me, and you are going to ask him why he's decided to stick his nose in my business. And Miz, of course, backpedaling, trying to get out of it. And I have never seen like the daddy look from a guy to another guy like I did in that moment, because she was just like, "Hey, do it."
Did
Like,
you
oh,
call them as a
shit.
twink? Did you just call them as a twink?
Maybe. But so Miz is throughout the night trying to find Bo, trying to figure out where he is. Later in the night, we hear him on the phone with Jack Doan. He's like, "Hey, you do all the paperwork for all the personnel. You cannot tell me you don't have a phone number for Bo. You're useless." And hangs up the phone. And he sees Woods and Kofi out there, and he's trying to chat them. And I'm like, "Hey, do you know Bo's phone number? Do you know how to get a hold of Bo?" And they're like, "No, we haven't seen Bo in years, and why would we care?" Which I like this funny moment of, like, they're fighting because something that rooted with Woods not caring about something, and they're just both like, "Fuck the Miz." um, so as Woods and Kofi are talking about their stuff, they lost the tag match because Woods wouldn't get up on the second rope and do their finisher, because he thought it was more important to stop Ray off at the pass. Which, again, I'm with Woods. It makes sense. If they would have done the finish, Ray was on the uh, hardest part of the ring. He could have just hopped in, broke up the pin. Makes sense to me. So, giving snacks to babysitters and all sorts of, he's making all sorts of sense. I'm with Woods. But in the background, you see Miz's massive bus with his face on it. And then he opens the door, and it's Dexter.
Was it Dexter?
It was Dexter, yeah.
That's solid.
It was the Mercy, the buzzard mask, and all that. Like grabs him like a front choke, which I think it's the silencer. I think it's what he used in NXT for a while. Was that like that front choke? But
Yeah.
grabs him in that and pulls him into the into the bus. Then we cut to like almost like a phone TikTok type video that apparently Carrion was doing, because he like drew a picture of the crow and he was just kind of chatting it up. And Charlotte comes over and goes, we need to go. Miz got kidnapped. And Carrion's just like, okay. How long ago was it that he got kidnapped? I don't know, about 20 minutes. Oh no, he's dead. I'm not going anywhere. He's definitely dead. Come on, I think we need to go help him.
I appreciate that we don't have the third hour anymore. So I don't know if they're doing them, if the talent's planning all this, like who's decided to do these things.
Yeah.
But since we don't have the third hour, I like that they're doing them.
I do too. Like we've talked about it before. I enjoyed, like, there was a big blow up on the Cody and KO thing. Like, should that have been on TV? Should we have had to go to social to see it? I'm great going to social to see some of this stuff because it makes it must see. There's something. There's a clue. There's a tidbit. There's something that I haven't seen that I need to see to understand what's going to happen next week. And so,
Well,
like, if we
the
show
Cody
up
thing
and
first happened, we talked about that.
yeah,
Like we're both. I'm a fan of it. Like social media is a thing. It's gonna be a thing.
yeah.
Use it.
Hmm?
I said it's gonna be a thing. Use it.
Oh, use it. Okay. I think you said you said, and I'm like, what did I say? Hopefully, we ain't getting canceled. It's a possibility. I may or may not have had to scrub my social media a couple of times.
I'm not scrubbing shit. Come get it.
Maybe I should delete all this stuff gooning over Nyla.
No, you shouldn't. Absolutely not.
Man being caked up on a Tuesday. That is not cool. But anyway. So that's a fun story that's happening. Plus, it furthered the Woods and Kofi thing, which, like, we're 2 days away. 2 days away from the anniversary month of the New Day. So obviously, this is leading up to something.
I would assume that.
Here's what I'm hoping. So, I don't want them to break up, and I don't think they would break them up in the month of their anniversary. I do hope this gets them a match, because we've never officially seen those two go at it. The one time we possibly might have was I think it was like a 3-way tag match, and it was one of those where only 2 people could be in the ring, and they got tagged in at the same time, and they're like, yeah, we're going to do this, and then one of them laid down. Did the whole New Age Outlaws gimmick of like, no, just pin me. So I would like to see them have one good match. I think that'd be fun. And then have Big E come out there, whether he's cleared or not. Like, he doesn't have to get physical with anything, but just have him come out and, like, settle this shit. You have that emotional moment in the... Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. That's either that, or if you're gonna do this, just let them go. Let them just say, I'm gonna go do my own thing. You go do your own thing, and then have Kofi show up for Woods a few times.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'd be okay with that too. More like we're not breaking up the team, but we need to just separate and go do our own things for a little bit. Kind of like it was out of their hands, but kind of like when Big E got drafted to SmackDown. Like, he got drafted and they didn't, and so he went off and did his own thing for a while.
Right.
I do find it weird that they still have Big E's voice at the beginning of the thing. I always feel like a little remiss because I'm like, one of these days I'd love him just to come out after that.
Come out with the microphone.
Yeah. But
or to do the whole entrance.
Yeah, the whole entrance. come out there, air humping the ring and all that stuff. Do his whole shtick, which I'm sure is something he likes to do with Michin's sister. Lucky bastard. But I mean, not only is he with Michin's sister, but that means he gets to hang out with Keith Lee all the time. Keith Lee just seems like a solid dude to hang out with. Seems like he'd be fun. All right. Well, we got NXT that finished up tonight. I'm sure we'll talk about that. Yeah, I'm sure we'll talk about that on Thursday. We got Dynamite tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
It's not the same night
Yep.
yet.
No, it's a Fright Night Dynamite.
It's always my favorite time of year when we do holiday stuff. Like I think it's fun.
I know we're getting Swerve Shelton Benjamin, which is going to be so good.
Goodness.
Orange Cassidy said he was going to take care of the Moxley issue.
Yeah.
Private Party versus the Bucks, and if the Private Party loses, they split up. I think that's all they've announced right now.
Which I misunderstood what you said on our last stream when we talked about that getting announced.
Oh, Stat and Camille.
Oh yeah, Stat and Camille. Yeah, because we talked about Camille might end up being a bigger deal than Mercedes. When you mentioned that they added that stipulation to the Private Party match, I thought it was something that the Bucks had said.
No. So the Bucks told them they couldn't have the match.
Right.
And Isaiah was on the microphone and just was like, I'll tell you what, you give us the match. If we lose, we're done. And Quinn looked at him like, what? So.
Yeah. It was a great moment. And, like, to me, that means that they have to win now. Like, they have to get the titles at this point. Because surely you're not going to break up Private Party.
I don't see it. It doesn't make sense.
Of course,
if you do,
it's wrestling. So
Zay'll be fine. Quinn will be in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Zay was out.
And
there
I don't say that as a knock on. I don't say that as a knock on Quinn. It's just a matter of Zay resonates with the fans better.
Yeah,
it's the Sean Marty.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but Zay had that time because when Quinn was hurt and Zay was with Hardy Party, like he had time to work on his character and had time to work by himself, and like he worked out some of that stuff. And so that's why when they got back together, he was already a bigger deal because he spent all that time working on his character.
Yeah.
But no, I agree with you though. I mean, I definitely kind of get a Sean Marty vibe off of those two for sure. But we'll see. Like I said, I don't see them breaking them up. I don't see that being what they're gonna do. So hopefully that means they finally get their win. They should have got the win on a bigger stage than Dynamite, but I guess that's not my decision to make.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a big Dynamite because we're getting Swerve and Shelton.
It is,
which is going to further everything with MVP. So
I don't know. To me, this goes back to Winter is Coming and all that, where they had like the special Dynamites that were supposed to be like pay-per-view level, but it was just a Dynamite. I think this type of win, it was 5 years in the making. They gave the Bucks a loss back when they first started. Like, that should be a payoff at a pay-per-view, not...
Yeah. I kind of agree, but at the same time, you can't do them all at a pay-per-view, and we've got other stuff they're going to build toward with everything going on with Mox. We also have Buddy Matthews and Adam Cole Wednesday. Adam Cole's first match back.
Bye-bye. Yeah, good to see him back. Be watching that one, clutching my pearls like I do every time CM Punk is in the ring. It's like seems injury prone, and I hate saying that because of who it is. But Jesus Christ, every time he steps in the ring, it seems like something gets hurt. So it'll be a good litmus test.
Yeah, I agree.
Match because being in there with Buddy is no joke.
No, but if somebody's going to be in there to take care of him at the same time, Buddy's a good choice too.
All right. Well, I think that'll close us out for the day. We're sitting at 8:40 Central Standard Time. Before we do, though, make sure you catch next. A Palm Beach businessman puts out a contract on a small-time loser who is partially responsible for the death of a woman in the man's well-paid harem. On the next Silk Stocking, Silk Stocking. I forgot the name of the show there for a second. Did I? Didn't. Oh, never mind. I'll save that for the next show.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks for joining us today on today's stream. Don't forget to follow us on socials. Turn on notifications. Yeah, you get to point straight down this time. Down where? Down there. Pro wrestling is for everyone. Let's keep supporting each other and building this awesome community.